Hello everybody. Have you ever been in a situation when somebody asked you what you are doing and you are unable to express that? Or have you ever wanted to describe what you are doing right now? That's when we use present progressive tense. This is also called present continuous tense. Today we are going to learn all about this tense. My name is Dr. Faraz. This is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and click the bell icon so that whenever I upload any other video, you get notifications for that. Now let's get going. In today's class, I'll provide you an overview of this tense. Then we'll talk about how present progressive tense is formed. Then we'll talk about how to use it and where to use it. And in the end, I'll also tell you some common mistakes that people normally make while using this tense. So, what is present progressive tense? Present progressive tense is a verb tense used to describe actions that are ongoing or currently in progress at the time of speaking or writing. For example, right now, what is it I'm doing? I'm speaking, I'm teaching, and what are you doing? You are listening to me. You're learning present progressive tense. There are a few other examples as well. She is singing a song. They are playing basketball. I'm studying for exams. He is writing an email. We are cooking dinner. Now all these activities are taking place while the speaker is talking or he is in the middle of conversation. So what are situations where we use this tense? Now it can be used to describe ongoing action in the present, as we just saw a few examples, to describe future plans or arrangements, especially when the time or date is specified. For example, today I'm going to watch a movie. We are meeting in the afternoon. Now, when the plans are definite, you have already made arrangements. Then you will be using this tense. It's also used for expressing annoyance or frustration about repeated or ongoing actions. For example, if there is somebody who does something that annoys you and he does it constantly, you use this tense to express that. But remember, we'll be using the adverb of frequency to show annoyance. Now, what are adverbs of frequency? Adverb of frequency are the adverbs of frequency express how often things happen. So the words like still, constantly, always will be used to express annoyance. For example, you are always leaving your dirty clothes on the table. You're always leaving food in the plate. You are constantly borrowing money from me and never return. Can you understand that now? Right. Good. Now, how it is formed? As you saw in examples, it is formed by adding the auxiliary verb to be and the present tense of am, is, are, then the main verb. But main verb will be ending with ing. Now, what are auxiliary verbs? Auxiliary verbs are the verbs which help us in determining the tense or mood. So the verbs like have, is, am, are, was, were, and can, could, these are called auxiliary verbs. Now, let's look at the rules. How you add ing. What happens if there is a verb that ends with e in the end? So we drop e and put ing after the second last word. Dropping the final e from the base verb, for example, back becomes baking. Now, we also double the last letter if the word is consonant, vowel, and consonant. So it's a monosyllable sound or one sound. Don't be confused with vowel, consonant word, consonant letter, sorry, but it will be consonant sound. For example, run is r, u, and n. So running, running. Shopping also shopping. So sh is consonant O and P. So in these situations, we'll be using ing after doubling the last letter. I hope I'm making some sense. I'm not confusing. We'll be learning more about these things in other classes. If you have any confusion, please do not hesitate from asking. Now, please do this practice. What I'll suggest you to do is to pause the video and then do this exercise. So what you are asked to do, what you are required to do is write 5 sentences using the present progressive tense and then fill in the blanks. There are verbs already given, so you have to put them in present progressive format. Right? So pause the video, do this exercise and come back and continue with the rest of the video. Now, present progressive or present simple. So in what situations we will use it? So now let's see if it's a currently, if there is an action which is currently in progress, so we'll be using present progressive tense. For example, I'm reading a book. So while I'm talking, I'm doing that. So that is present progressive tense. Now we'll use present simple if it's a general habit or a fact. I read books, right? So it doesn't mean that I'm reading right now. That's the habit that I have. She is studying for her exam. So it's a temporary action. It's happening only for some time. Whereas she studies every day, it's a habit, she does it on routine basis, she does it regularly. Or future plans, they are traveling to Europe next month. So now the plans have been made, arrangements have been made, you'll express that in present progressive tense. And lastly, they travel to Europe every summer, not necessarily right now, they haven't made any plans, but this is a general fact or this is their routine practice. Now, I'll suggest you to pause the video again, do this exercise so that you should understand the concept, you can practice, you should learn how to use it. So what I'll ask you to do is rewrite the following sentences using the present progressive tense. So whatever tense they are, change them into present progressive tense. So pause the video and then come back, continue with the rest of the video. So now let's learn about signal words. Now signal words are the words which will indicate you that this is an activity which can be expressed in present progressive tense. So what are signal words? These are some of the examples: right now, at the moment, currently, still, temporarily, gradually, right? So now how to use them in sentences? I'm studying right now. She is cooking dinner at the moment. Currently, he is currently working on a project. They are still waiting for their flight. I'm temporarily living with my sister. The weather is gradually improving. So these words will give you a hint that the sentence is in present progressive tense. Now, there is the list of some of the signal words. So what I'll suggest you again is to make sentences using these words. Make sentences in present progressive tense, right? You can pause the video, do this exercise and then come back and then continue with the rest of the video. So now let's talk about some common mistakes in the use of present progressive tense. So now one of the common mistake is overusing the present progressive tense. Now let's look at these examples. I'm seeing a movie tonight, or I will see a movie tonight. Now remember, both sentences are grammatically correct, but important thing is to understand that they both mean entirely different thing. When it said I'm seeing a movie tonight, it means the plans have been made, arrangements have been made. Maybe they bought the ticket, or maybe they have already set up the TV for that. But when you say I will see a movie tonight, it means that's just a plan, that's just an idea, but it's not definite and you haven't made any arrangements for that. So you need to understand what is the suitable situation and then use the tense accordingly. Now, using incorrect subject verb agreement. She am playing tennis. So with she, we do not use am, we use is. So the sentence will be she is playing tennis. Now, the next one is using the present progressive tense for stative verbs. Now, what are stative verbs? Stative verbs are the verbs which express emotions, opinions, and states of being. For example, verbs like appear, like, love, seems, looks, believe, these verbs are called stative verbs. So we do not use continuous structure or present progressive tense with these verbs. So I am loving a book is incorrect. I love this book. You are appearing active. No, you appear active. I like pizza. No, not I'm liking pizza, right? Similarly, I hate when people come late. Not I'm hating when people come late, right? You would find people using this tense, this faulty structure quite often, but in standard English, this will be wrong. Now, the other common mistake is confusing present progressive tense with simple tense. We saw the examples earlier. So here is another example. He always drinks coffee instead of saying he's always drinking coffee. Now, once again, grammatically, both sentences are right, but these both mean different thing, right? So when you are showing a confusion, when you are showing annoyance, you'll be using he is always drinking coffee if you don't like it, right? So you'll be expressing in present progressive tense. Now, using adverb that do not fit with the present progressive tense. So do not, when you are putting them in the wrong order. So she is quickly running to the store. Instead of this, the sentence will be she is running quickly to the store. So we'll be putting these adverbs after the verb. And lastly, ignoring complete expressions. For example, she is cooking instead of she is cooking dinner. So sometimes when you omit important words, then that will also be considered as a wrong sentence. So these are some of the common mistakes that we commonly do. So what I'll ask you to do is to practice, because practice, practice, practice will make everybody perfect. So now what I'll ask you to do is, these are sentences, but then some of them are wrong and some of them are right. So you have to identify correct and incorrect sentences from the following. So once again, you can pause the video, do this exercise, and then return to complete the rest of the video. So now these are the answers. After you are done with this exercise, you can match your answers with the last exercise that you have done. Right guys, that's all for today. That's what I had to teach you today. So thank you very much for being with me. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel and clicking the bell icon. And you can send me your exercises on any of my social media platforms. You can connect with me also on these. Thank you very much for listening to me. Take good care and bye-bye.